Our village was small, nestled between red earth hills and the thick forest that whispered at night. Life was hard, but we held tightly to faith. Faith was our comfort when the rains delayed, our strength when sickness came, our anchor when the world seemed too heavy. And at the center of that faith was the little mud walled church at the village edge. Every Sunday, voices rose from it like incense, prayers carried on the wind. Some came barefoot, some in torn clothes, some with empty stomachs, but all came with hearts hungry for hope. Everyone except Tunde. Tunde was 24, broad-shouldered and sharp-tongued. He had a laugh that carried far and a pride that towered over his years. He mocked the elders when they warned of spirits in the forest. He mocked the women when they spoke of dreams and visions. But worst of all, he mocked the pastor and, by extension, the God the village believed in. On the Sunday it all began, the church was alive with praise. The old women clapped, the children danced in dust, and the pastor lifted his voice in prayer for rain. The dry season had stretched too long. The crops were wilting, the ground cracking beneath our feet. The pastor prayed fervently, "O Lord, open the heavens, let rain fall on your people, for the land thirsts and so do we." And from under the big tree near the church, Tunde's laughter pierced the air. "Pastor," he shouted, his voice dripping with mockery, "you shout every week, yet the sky stays dry. Maybe God is deaf. Shout louder so he can hear you." The congregation gasped. Some shook their heads, others looked away in fear. The pastor's eyes fell on Tunde, not in anger, but with deep sadness. "My son," he said softly, "mock not the things of God. Words spoken carelessly can summon battles you are not ready to fight." But Tunde only spread his arms wide, smirking. "If your God is so powerful, let him prove himself today. Let him strike me down if he can." A hush fell. Even the children stopped moving. But the pastor only turned back to the pulpit, his voice lower now, heavy with grief. The service ended in uneasy silence, and that was the beginning. That Monday, Tunde's animals grew restless. His goats bleated as though chased, slamming against their pen. His chickens refused to eat, scattering wildly whenever he approached. He laughed it off, telling his friends, "Even the animals know I'm too powerful for prayers." But laughter only carried him into Tuesday. That afternoon, as he walked in his field, a sudden whirlwind rose. The sky had been clear, the air still, yet a violent wind tore through his hut, lifting the roof clean into the air. His tools vanished into the forest, never to be found. His neighbors whispered. Some crossed themselves. Others muttered, "This is no ordinary wind." By Wednesday, Tunde stopped laughing. He told his closest friend that shadows followed him at night, that he heard whispers calling his name, low and cold, crawling into his dreams. His friend shrugged it off until he saw the scratches, deep red marks across Tunde's arms, as though something with claws had gripped him in his sleep. By Thursday, the whole village knew. Tunde's once booming laughter had turned into mutterings. He walked the dusty paths, pale, eyes sunken, whispering to himself. At night his screams carried through the air, raw, terrified screams that froze blood in our veins. And then came Friday. At dawn, the church bell rang, though no one had touched it. The villagers gathered, uneasy, sensing something was coming. And they were right. Tunde appeared, barefoot, clothes torn, eyes wide with terror. His pride was gone, stripped away by nights of torment. He stumbled into the church, falling face first at the pastor's feet, weeping uncontrollably. "Please," he cried, voice breaking, "forgive me, pray for me. I mocked you. I mocked God, and now I cannot escape them. They follow me everywhere. In my dreams, in the shadows, even in the daylight, they want my soul. The church fell silent, heavy with fear. The pastor lifted him gently and began to pray. His voice was steady, strong. Others joined in, their prayers rising like a flood. For hours they prayed until Tunde shook violently, then collapsed. When he awoke, he was still, quiet. His eyes no longer wild, but heavy with humility. From that day, he never mocked again. He walked silently, attended church faithfully, and warned others with trembling voice, "Mock not the things of God, for arrogance may open doors you can never close."